kind of shiny.
All right, we are live. It is for Fright Night with Ferocious Fee. Sorry, my cats. So tonight I'm supposed to do intros. Fuzzy already told me, right? Oh, he's silent now.
Yeah. I'm doing like links on Twitter and Blue Sky, so.
He's multitasking. He's multitasking. You know, his gamer. You know, multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have a new person with us. So we're gonna start with Jeff. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
I guess I'm a man that wears many different hats. A teacher by day, eighth grade science teacher. Shout out to Colonia Middle School, Woodbridge, New Jersey. Woohoo! I'm wearing a shirt actually to Colonia. There you go. DJ by night. And I would say con extraordinaire by the weekend, pretty much.
That one's fair.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you will, in many different capacities, and I love it. Going strong for about 9-10 years now.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, because I remember I met you at Monster Mania, volunteering, and then I go to a different con, and there you are, volunteering again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you told me, "Oh yeah, I do a lot of these." I'm like, okay.
Yeah, this is actually my first weekend off in a while, and I start up again next weekend. It's Days of the Dead in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, what's your favorite genre in horror?
I'm definitely the slasher. I don't know if that was because I'm an '80s baby, early '80s baby, so I grew up with Nightmare on Elm Street, where my brother, that he tried to scare me with that one. So I guess naturally I gravitated towards Friday the 13th, which is my favorite slasher franchise, or pretty much horror franchise, period. But yeah, I'm definitely the slasher type guy.
Okay. So, Presto, what have you been doing since last?
I've been to a couple concerts. I actually met up with Jeff at Jane Silent Bob's Secret Stash. Totally unintentional. And yeah, I think this is the first
Always
weekend.
A good time.
It is. I mean, I think that's where I first met you too, like 2 or 3 years ago. Me, you, and Mark met at the Stash, and then found out you do all the, at the time, volunteering at Monster Mania. And then, yeah, it just happened to 3 years later go to the Stash again and just see you there at the same time.
We bump into each other all the time.
Yeah, it's good times as always.
Always.
So yeah, I mean, this is the first weekend where, I mean, Danny Roebuck, his movie premieres this Sunday at the Roxy, which is like a mile from my house. So I got tickets for that premiere. I might be a background extra. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure if I made the cut or not. So I'm excited to find out Sunday then if I made the cut at all.
You better throw that up on your IMDb if you made the cut.
I don't even know how to use an IMDb.
So you want me to put it in, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you could be my secretary. You take care of all my PR stuff. And then once I start doing cons, I know the guy to go to that's on this pod. So, like, it's my one-stop shop right here.
Yep, exactly. All right, big brother. Or am I the big sister? Which one? Huh, Presto?
Big sister?
Yeah, big sister.
Oh, I'm the big sister. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Fuzzy. What you been up to? Besides gaming?
Besides gaming? Well, I don't know. I mean, I watched this fan flick that was pretty cool, but no, I've still been doing a lot of gaming. Been playing some sci-fi kind of horror games lately, like a little game called Prey, which is like you trapped on a space station. You wake up in like this simulation, and yeah, there's these weird aliens that can turn into other things called mimics. Like if you see a coffee cup, if you see 2 coffee cups where only one person was sitting, yeah, chances are one of them's an alien type of thing. But it's a pretty cool game. Played it on console, decided to give it a try again on PC as well. been having fun with that, and then been playing my zombie game, State of Decay 2. Just living my Walking Dead simulator life, I guess, in a video game. But other than that, just chilling, not doing much, trying to relax, take it easy. It's getting close to the holidays, so starting to think about, like, do I want turkey this year, or duck, or Cornish hen, or ham, or what are we going to do for Thanksgiving type of deal. But outside of that, yeah, just gaming.
All of it.
All of it.
As long as we get the fixings,
Well,
the stuffing, the cranberry, the cornbread, do it up.
well, if we ain't ordered duck by now, we ain't getting duck. And I know you don't like turkey, so Cornish hens it is.
No, but that's pretty much it. Oh, and podcasting, because I do a lot of that too, but it's all gaming related except for tonight.
Exactly. Always gotta put that gaming stuff in.
Mhm.
All right. So, besides work, which is beyond bonkers, we won't get into that. I my head's still spinning on that one. But the last thing I did since last was Monster Mania. So it's a different feel when you go to the conference, the conference style ones where, it's the big open vast room. I was kind of saved from, having to stand around because I was at the ticket booth. So it was a lot of sitting down, and they had it was more like a actual ticket booth where you have a shelf and stuff like that there, so it's kind of easier on your back because you don't have to bend over as much, because most people are naturally inclined to hold out their wrist farther when there's a shelf compared to when there's no shelf. So it was a lot less strenuous doing that. But I got to see some people. I finally got to meet Edward Furlong. And of course, I got to meet the Killer Clowns. So all of the 80s and the early 90s people. But I was in David Roebuck's line, and he was talking about his film and stuff. He's talking about his film, and it's not a horror one, right? It's
Definitely not.
Yeah. Can you describe it a little bit? Because I can't remember exactly what he was saying.
So all of his movies, it's kind of weird how it works out, because he's in mostly every Rob Zombie movie, and he always dies so brutally. Like, the only one I think he does not die in is he was in Rob Zombie's The Munsters. So
Yes.
he did not die in there. Spoiler, if anyone didn't see it. But yeah, he hooks up with this church. I believe it's called a Channel of the Peace, and they make like feel good religious movies. He did one, Saving Grace. A girl has cancer. He works at a funeral home. Got really good reviews. I did not see it because it's a tearjerker. So this one is a Christmas one. I forget the exact name of it, but I know he plays Santa Claus. And yeah, crap. It's pretty bad. All I know is my scene, I was cheering for Santa when he came out of the building and got in the truck. So I don't know. But yeah,
he must be so prepared to play Santa, though. I feel like he's played Santa a bunch of times in a bunch of different movies. Yeah.
Well,
it's so funny that in 31 he played a priest, right? He played like a reverend or something like that on vacation with with his family,
and died right away.
And died right away. Yes. I mean, pretty much right away.
Yeah,
in the opening scene. Yeah.
He definitely gets it bad from Rob Zombie in all his films.
Yes.
I feel like he gets it bad in most of the films, the horror genres that he's in.
Yeah, that's true. So his movie on IMDb is called Saint Nick of Bethlehem, and it says it's a story about a man who lost his son. He became Santa to many. He reunites with his love and brings hope to all. Distraught over losing his son, he finds closure and discovers a new purpose when he takes on the role of Santa Claus. So I'm sure it's going to be a tearjerker. It was filmed around the Lehigh Valley, so it's always cool when you see filming spots where you live or that you go to. Like, I'm a sucker to go to filming spots and seeing them in person, even if they don't look exactly the same.
Yeah, especially like Dawn of the Dead. If anybody's ever been up there since they started to remodel and everything, when they started to remodel over the years and stuff, it does look a lot different than what you see in the mall. There are some still, you can't, the actual maintenance room and stuff like that, you can't really change that around. But the mall itself has changed considerably since that film. So yeah, I kind of understand. Even though it did change, it still was a nice feeling to be there and actually tour the mall and kind of see where things actually happened and stuff. So,
It's
yeah.
always fun to go to filming locations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys, I'm sure Jeff did, but Fee and Fuzz were just at the Friday the 13th campsite. Like, that's only right in Jersey, like a hop, skip, and a jump, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, whether you go on the tours or something that they do, or the overnights that they have, that's always fun to do.
Yeah. So they're filming Crimson Harvest actually in Blairstown. So they're going to be very close to the original site. But that was a great tour too, because we actually got to see the place. Most of the structures were still there. Most of them were remodeled, but when they were remodeled in consideration of preservation rather than just aesthetics. So that was kind of nice.
Do they watch you to make sure you're not like taking, like, I saw on their website you could buy water from the lake, or you could buy like sand from the beach. Like, that's such a crazy gimmick. Like, are they watching you that you don't have your own bottle and like scoop some water from the lake or something? Or could you do it?
Most people didn't even consider it, to be honest with you. Like, I did get a bottle of it, but only in case we actually do, contests and stuff like that and giveaways and stuff on here. But I did get a bottle. I did fill it up, but our tour guide wasn't really like stringent. He was like, "Oh, if you want to fill up your bottle, go right ahead." I mean, I didn't see anybody like trying to take the sand or trying to put water in their actual cups and stuff like that. So I think it's just fans aren't like overly crazy.
I mean, Disney, they closed that log flume, and people were taking the water from there and selling it on eBay. Like, it's dirty ass water that's been sitting out.
Me.
It doesn't surprise you, but it's even worse that people are buying it. Like,
I've seen some crazy stuff that is on the internet and stuff like that, and I don't know why people buy it, but there's always somebody out there that will.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
But yeah, I just think the fans that were there that paid admission were just really there to get a tour and just appreciate and be where something was filmed. I don't think they were really trying to take a piece of it away, because then if you take too much away from a site, then is it really, like, how much can you take before it kind of disappears, type of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like enough people could take water and we'd be just fine.
I don't know. It is
the water, not the sand.
River.
Yeah. Well, I think more people were interested in just the pictures themselves, just the picture of either them being there or just pictures of like some of the buildings and things like that. Like, my main thing was to take like video of the calm water. So it's like, oh, it's calm water until, magically Jason pops out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But pictures seem to be the biggest thing that people were interested in.
Yep.
I'll get around
So-
to doing that one day. I feel like
You
it's a missed
you gotta do
opportunity.
the overnight. You gotta stay in one of the cabins.
That is expensive.
But it's awesome.
Did you do it,
Yeah.
Jeff?
No, all of my buddies have. I actually, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be saying this. I have a buddy. His aunt is connected to the camp somehow. So we were able to just kind of like go up and walk around and stuff like that, which was really cool. But I've never actually done the whole overnight. I was going to do it with a couple. One or two of the people from Monster Mania did it just recently on Friday the 13th. But of course, I was. I think that was like Kineticon or like one of those ones or whatnot that I was at.
Yeah, that's the
I've heard
downfall.
stories. I will totally do it. I got to get a group together to do it. It'll be fun.
That is the downfall of doing too many cons, though.
Yeah, but they keep me busy, so at least I'm, doing something.
True. All right. So we watched Dylan's New Nightmare, and it's a fan film, so a little bit of history. So Cecil Lillard, who is, I believe, on he has his own kind of podcast. I think it's the Horror Show, I believe it is. So he got together with a production company, and he's like, I want to do something like a fan film or whatever, and he picked Freddy's. But he picked the New Nightmare compared to going all the way back to the original story. And he was able to get Miko Hughes to do it. I met him at the Tidewater Con. At the time, I hadn't viewed the video yet. But I had supported it by, doing some of the perks and everything. We're still waiting on those perks in case anybody's
What'd
listening.
you get?
So I had put in for the film itself and also the little T-Rex that gets slashed at the end. I thought it was cute. So, and I think I get a t-shirt or whatever. But yeah, I thought that, it was mainly for Miko Hughes instead of really the Freddy thing, because I like Freddy and stuff like that, and everything, but I'm a big zombie horror fan. But I liked Miko Hughes when he was growing up and in his movies and stuff like that. And, it was nice to see him acting again in a horror film and everything like that. So that's why I did it. But they did this fan film and everything. So it's only 27 minutes long. It's got 7 minutes worth of credits. That's because a lot of backers and everything. They had like 2 or 3 campaigns. So, what did you guys think of it? I know it's short, but who wants to go first? Overall impression.
I actually, I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it. When it was over, I was just like, damn, like I want more. I don't know if they're gonna do another one. I think I heard, I don't know where, that they might be or something, which I think would be really cool. But again, I grew up with Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought it, for a 27-minute film, it was done really well. And if it leaves you wanting more, hey, you got my attention. So I give it thumbs up.
I agree with Jeff. I enjoyed it. A little upset it was only 27 minutes because, like Jeff said, you want more. I wanted to know what happened after he picked up the phone, and the call ended. Did they get together? Did they not? And I thought the Freddy was pretty badass. Like the mask and coat and even the voice, it was pretty well done. I enjoyed it more than the remake Freddy. Sorry about that one.
That
I
was
agree. I agree with you on that one too. I'm not gonna lie. No offense to I forgot his name. Is that
James Earl or
yeah. I mean, he's a great actor. But again, I wasn't a big fan of that one. This guy that played Freddy, he did a good job.
So his name is Dave McCree. I have to look up other credits and stuff, but his name definitely is Dave McCree, and I believe he's a friend of Cecil Laird's. So,
And
what about
was
you,
that,
Toby?
and that was that was like his actual voice and everything.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
then he did a good
hmm
job.
He nailed it pretty good.
Yeah, he was spot
yeah.
on.
That that Freddy makeup was pretty badass also. Like
hmm
it wasn't a cheap one for being like a fan made film.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a wish mask or something that they're using.
Yeah. No, I have to agree. For 27 minutes, this was one heck of a fan film. It definitely left you wanting more. I was hoping that it wasn't getting that close to the end because I was like, oh, it's got like 7 minutes left, but there was a lot of credits and I guess a lot of names that they had to show and stuff. But like leading up to that, like I liked everything about it. Like the actors as far as how believable they were and how you could see, well, we'll get into more details, but you could see that there was a lot of time and care put into their portrayal of their characters and whatnot. But the guy that played Freddy did an awesome job. Nailed the voice, nailed some of the mannerisms and whatnot. And yeah, it for 27 minutes, it's well worth the 27-minute watch. I promise you that. But we'll probably get into more details as well.
So I'm trying to look up, but let's see here. So on the campaign that I contributed, their funds. Let me see. They had raised $44,869 for this, and that was their second one. That was their second campaign. So I mean, oops, wait a minute.
They definitely
So
did a good job with
I'm
the
thinking
film.
that's pretty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that 44,000 and stuff like that was not just all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see on their other one. On their other campaign, they raised 31,659. So it's about 45. That's a little over 75,000.
I mean, there was only like 6 actresses in the whole thing, so they didn't have to really pay a lot for the cast.
But that to get that good makeup,
Well, yeah.
yeah. And I don't think they used a lot of CGI in this either. So I think they did a lot of practical effects. And those cost money. They probably did a little CGI. And that cost money.
Definitely, it all costs money.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
hoping Miko didn't take like $5,000 for it. I'm hoping they paid him a little bit more than that.
I'm sure he did all right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he seemed to be happy about it. So, and everything. So, all right. So you guys liked the makeup. You liked, the guy that played Freddy. You thought
The
Miko you
glove was
great
cool
in it,
too.
right? What was that?
The glove was cool too.
The glove was cool too.
Yeah.
What about the plot?
I liked it.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying I liked it a lot actually. It reminded me a lot of Halloween because to me in a lot of the horror movies you just see the horror movie but you don't see how it affects people. Like when you had Halloween 1978 and then you had Halloween 2018, like you saw how it affected Jamie Lee Curtis, how it affected her life for those like 40 plus years, and like you felt for her. And it was kind of like with this movie too, like they acknowledged he was the same kid like when he was little as then now he's like that actor, and the fear and nightmares he still has. Like I really like that in movies when they could do that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that because I mean that's why. I mean, not that I want them to do this with every movie or every show, but I feel like again that's why I'm a fan of like Cobra Kai and everything because here 30 years later it's the same character that you're following, so you kind of understand like where they are. And again, for me growing up on Nightmare on Elm Street, and then so this to me was like a continuation, of New Nightmare, just, obviously years later, which to me I thought was really cool. So, as soon as you see him on screen acting as Dylan again, it's like, wow, I'm right back in it, except for this is him a couple of years later.
Yeah.
And you're a couple years later too, so it's like you grew together.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they picking up from kind of like where they left off type of deal, or like you said, pretty much catching us up to what he's doing now was like the perfect way to integrate it. And the fact that he's going through therapy because of, things that happened during his childhood, he's into acting, incorporated some of the story about the mom and dad, and they did a good job as far as if you could do a continuation from the original Nightmare and things along those lines. I think that was probably the best way to approach things, as opposed to just trying to start a whole new Nightmare and slasher kind of deal. This one felt grounded in, the I guess you could, not the universe, but grounded in the series type of thing, which just made it feel that much better as far as what you feel for the characters and whatnot.
So how much time do you think has elapsed? Because he was a little kid in the actual New Nightmare compared to now. And when do you think his mom's breakdown actually happened?
I think I Googled it a little, and they said 25 years has elapsed, because I was curious about that too. So if that's accurate, then 25 years has elapsed since we saw Dylan.
But obviously has a connection with his mom, so I don't think it happened, like her breakdown actually happened right away. And who's been taking care of him since, if he actually was a little kid? I mean, these are the things that you kind of wonder, and could they have surfaced if it was longer than 27 minutes? And yes, they are trying to plan for another one. They have a script already, I believe, but they haven't gone through with securing funding yet.
That'd be awesome if they got Heather in it.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But the question is she open to it? I never really, like, we did see her at Monster Mania, but I wasn't sure if, I should mention it or see if she's seen it or anything like that.
I might have to mention it to her next time I see her, if I see her.
Yeah, mention it to her. Just say, hey, do you know that there was
She
a
has to have
fan
heard about it or seen it. I feel like
Yeah.
she, she would know about this.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. Especially with fan films, some people don't know that, they're even doing some things with fan films. You can't imagine how many Friday the 13th fan films there are. There's hundreds.
This one kind of feels a little connected though, because he's the kid from it, so it's like
it's a continuation from New Nightmare.
Yeah, like I feel like it's more than just a fan film, because you have like a person from the franchise in it, not just like us four making the film.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely understand that. It's just that they promoted it as a fan film because they didn't have like rights to it.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's why they changed the, 9, 10, 5, 6. You notice he didn't say the original because I think they didn't want to infringe on anything and get in trouble. Mila Hughes is he's able to do whatever he wants as far as, acting and stuff like that. And Fuzzy, just correct me on this. If they use a character name, that's not necessarily infringement, right?
As long as it's not like a patented or copywritten name. Like Dylan is such a common character name. I don't know if they had went through the trouble, like if WB went through the trouble of like patenting like what his last name would be, would it being Porter or not. It does kind of blur a line a little bit, but like names that can exist in reality, it's hard to get any type of copyright. Now, if it was a character like Freddy Krueger, obviously it's a little bit different because that's the headlining, villain in your story that your stories are built around. But like Dylan Porter being one of the characters in one of the movies, kind of thing, I can't see WB wanting to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to say nobody could be Dylan Porter in any other film but our films, kind of thing.
It'd be interesting. They tried. But yeah, so if anybody's familiar with Fuzzy, he actually used to do things with his company as far as intellectual property. So he knows a little bit about that.
Yeah, I know nothing about copyright, any of that type deal stuff. I just know you cannot take a picture off of a table at a convention
Jesus.
without them signing it, because that is copyright.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just wondering, when it comes to Heather Langenkamp, because her name was used in the film, so of course, did they have to call her up and say, hey, look, we're doing this movie? I don't know if that happened or not. So it would be nice to find out if she knew about it or if she's even seen it, because it would be nice to see her take on it.
Yeah, I'd love to know.
Yeah.
I feel like it was done very well that she would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Maybe be like, hey, are you going to get me in the next one?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to actually see them together again.
I think it would be cool.
Yeah.
But I think going back to your original question, because I've actually been thinking about it, I think, it wasn't right away since New Nightmare that she, went away or whatnot. I feel like with what they showed, how it affected Dylan in this one, I feel like as Dylan maybe started not going to therapy and trying to deal with it on his own with her, I think that may have been what started driving her a little more crazy, why she went there, if she is crazy, or maybe she just wanted to be away from Dylan. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I feel like, it definitely wasn't right away. Maybe, 5-10 years or whatnot afterwards, maybe when Dylan was like older, more so on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't really mention any other caregiver or anything like that.
Yeah, but I like Jeff's idea as far as a 5 year, because I was thinking along those lines, like, because the psychiatrist had made mention that, it looks like Dylan might be having his break around the same time that his mom was going through something similar type of deal. So that there would have had to have been some type of like span of time. And you figure maybe there's only like a 20-year difference between Dylan and mom or something along those lines. So it would give him like a 5-year buffer, give or take, I guess. But as far as a caregiver, he could have went through foster care, but then again, there wasn't any real backstory on any of that. As far as who would have raised him beyond that point, kind of thing. So yeah, that could be more details that they fill in with the next film.
So there was a fan theory so when you went on there and people were chatting, of course, in chat, while watching the movie and stuff. So there was kind of like a theory on there that he's seeing it because Nancy might be in a coma. Which the phone call at the end could have been Freddy, because, the nurse didn't seem to be kind of like aware of things. It was kind of like, oh, who? Heather who? Kind of situation. So how do you guys feel about that being, an actual fan theory, or if it actually is part of it? It's believable.
I feel like it could be believable, but personally, I wouldn't want it to be true. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because just because it's a fan theory, and just because that might actually be kind of the way that the writer was going, doesn't necessarily mean that we like it to go that way. I think we've seen tons of movies like that, right? It's like, yeah, it was great until they did this, right?
I feel like it could definitely be a possibility.
But what other possibilities could there be on why he's seeing things now around the same age as apparently, you know, Nancy was starting to re-see things
Well, I mean,
outside of, her character.
I just feel like, I mean, if you're a kid, number one, and you watch your mom's movies with that character in it, that could possibly do something to you. I mean, even though, you're not going to see your mom die in the movie, you're going to see all of her friends and all that. So that could possibly do something to you. And then the fact that he actually did deal with Freddy as for a short amount of time as it was. I mean, even though, you defeated him, that's not going to go away. I mean, I couldn't imagine how I would be if at 41 years old, if, I went through that as a kid.
Yeah.
I watched it as a kid, but I didn't actually go through it as a kid. So it's completely different.
Anybody else?
I was thinking instead of a coma, maybe she's more heavily medicated now. So with it might not be a comatose state, but she might not be fully aware or in a more, I guess, lucid state kind of deal. So maybe that would be one of the reasons why he experiences what he experiences. But I kind of like Jeff's theory as far as, just the stuff that the kid dealt with while he was being a kid and watching the movies. Maybe it's coming, to fruition now. Maybe he is aspiring to be an actor in these types of movies and whatnot. And that dream was kind of like, oh, it's part of like what he wants to do. But then again, remembering what he went through as a child, it's like, oh, I still got this, cloud over my head kind of thing that every now and then, or more so now becomes, more to the forefront kind of deal. But, a whole number of things could made it that way.
So does anybody remember the third one, the third installment?
Dream Warriors
Of Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes.
The
Nah,
Dream
Never
Warriors.
remember the third, right?
That's my
Y'all remember
favorite
the
Nightmare
third?
on Elm Street. No, never heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah, never saw it.
So remember that, the kids, which is kind of weird because compared to Heather's character, where she was, much older compared to the kids that were in the mental facility, as far as age wise, I thought it was a little weird that there was such an age gap between them, because they were supposed to be the kids of the parents that actually killed Freddy. But at the same time, Heather's character was the last survivor of the kids that she knew of the parents that killed Freddy. So remember her being the last one. She was taking medication to do what? What was her medication for? Does anybody remember?
To not remember her dreams.
Yes, to not dream, basically. So I'm just thinking, is that an Easter egg? Is that possibly something that she's retaking now, and that transference is going to her kid?
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
And that's just a little Easter egg that they kind of hid in there for us.
I feel like that came up also. I mean, whatever they called it in this movie or that movie, I feel like they went that route in I think that was like Freddy versus Jason. They did also.
Mhm.
Like they were giving
Mhm.
that to all the kids and the people in the hospital.
Yeah. Did you guys see any other Easter eggs in there?
In the
In
third
this
one,
one?
oh, this.
No, in this one. In
I
this one,
mean,
throughout any of them.
I mean, you got the T-Rex. That was a
Uh-huh.
nice little homage. The bed sheet scene
Yeah.
when he
Yeah.
comes up with the bed sheet.
Mm-hmm.
I must say, I really appreciated the Dreamcatcher scene. Like growing up, it was like, oh, if you have bad dreams, get a dream catcher. And then like it was like, at least for me, it was like, oh, every month or something, just go and poke your finger in all those holes just to like break up the bad dreams so they don't fill up. And then to see Freddy or whatever you want to call him in this one, like get the dream catcher and basically tear it up. I was like, that scene meant so much to me, and I don't even know if they meant it to be that way. But then the part I kind of chuckled at was like Freddie came through the bed sheets, and then he was just like taking his coat, and then he got his trench coat from the sheets, and then he got his hat from the sheets. Like that made me chuckle a little.
Yeah.
And his line there was also great. I'm not going to say it, but it was great.
I like what they did with the whole 5, 6, 7, 8. I like how they changed it up.
Oh, I had
know
no
they
problem
had.
with that. Yeah, I like that too. I feel like some people might have a problem with that. You know, hey, it's not the original one or whatnot, but I had no problem with that. I actually kind of enjoyed it.
They changed it, but it was still enough that you knew what it was. Like
Of course.
you weren't like, oh, they said it out of order, or they didn't start here. It was just like, yep, I know what that is. Like, and I didn't even realize like they did it differently. I just started hearing it. I was like, yep, this is normal. This is Freddy.
Yeah.
He even had
Fuzzy.
his classic one-liners in there too, which were great.
Yeah. So Fuzzy, how many Nightmare on Elm Streets have you seen?
Ooh, I feel like this isn't gonna be good.
I've seen at least 4, but ask me everything that's happened and which ones happened is probably a bad question. Just for the fact that I think I watched, I would say all but the ones that were made after 2010 range or after 2000 range. I watched them probably like day of release, and then come 2000, I probably stopped watching them at release, and then would catch them when they came to cable, kind of thing. So I've watched a good bit of them, but most of them are like 20, well, not 20, but like 10, 15, 20 years ago kind of feel, to the point where I remember seeing them. I don't remember everything that happened in them and in which order ones, or in which ones what happened where, kind of thing. Like, I just remember a lot of Freddy, either coming from under the bed or out of the sheets, or popping out of closets, and people falling through ceilings or getting stuck in chairs and things like that. But yeah, I don't have as good of a memory as I probably should. I probably should rewatch all of them from start to finish.
Just not,
I don't know
just
if you
not
want
the
to do
remake.
that now.
Just not the remake.
Just not the
It's not
remake.
the remake. Yeah, we can get into the remake in a minute, but let me ask this: to the other panel members, how many times have you watched a particular one or the whole series?
In horror movies or in general?
No, just the Nightmare on Elm Streets. How many times have you watched it?
Yeah, way too many times to count.
Can't count.
I mean, I have my favorites, but like, you mean like how many times I watched like 1 through 7 or however many times they are?
Yeah,
Not
obviously not
as
the
many.
remake.
Not the remake, yes. I'd say probably like 3 or 4. There's certain
3 or
ones
4.
that like I'll turn 1 and 3. I'll turn on like all the time. New Nightmare, I really enjoy. Then the other ones, I'll trinkle those in every once in a while.
I feel I've seen them way too often. I mean, I'll just even like around Halloween time, I'll just throw them on just like straight through. Like I love, again, I'm an early '80s kid, so that's one of the things I grew up on. So Freddy's one of my favorites.
It also helps when you meet the people and they're so
Yeah.
cool and down to earth that like you just love it even more.
Oh, and I could happily say, I'm sure you know everyone that you've met. I think I've met most of the ones that go around on the con circuit from all of them. And there's not one of them that I can say I did not enjoy whatever conversation I had with them. They are great people.
Yeah, I mean, I have not met as many as you, but I'll agree. All the ones I met, super friendly. Not a bad experience at all.
So, getting back to the remake, because I know Presto has a lot to say about the remake.
Oh.
What is it about the remake? Because I'm not gonna say it was bad. I'm not gonna say it was good. I'm gonna say that they highlighted certain things that I don't think needed to be highlighted.
So I feel like that one, if I remember correctly, because I don't remember watching it a lot, that one they definitely really highlighted the being a pedophile with the kids.
Yes.
Like the other ones, they kind of touch on it, but this one they really centered on it. And I think the one scene, I think he's laying on top of her, and he says some line about like, "This was always my favorite dress to see you in," or something. I was like, "Ooh, that made me uncomfortable right there."
Yeah.
So besides like focusing on that part more, I feel like the mask was kind of more CGI. It didn't do it for me. Like I mean, it's hard because like the Halloween franchises, there's been so many people that played Michael Myers that like you know, you could kind of get away with it, but like there's certain movies, and this is just one of them where like Freddy Krueger is Robert Englund, like that's what it is.
Yeah.
Jigsaw is Tobin Bell, like Candyman, Tony Todd, God bless his soul. Like there's just certain roles, like Chucky, Brad Dourif, like, and when Mark Hamill did Child's Play, it was like, oh man, that was painful. So I don't like when they like start messing. I know eventually it's gonna happen with some of these movies, but like, just stop making them because I don't want to see anyone else besides Robert play Freddy. But that's just me.
Like I feel like there was I mean, not that the makeup was bad, but to me that wasn't Freddy. Like the nose, I feel like killed it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Freddy had all of his features. He had a burnt face, but you could see an actual human face. Whereas with the remake, he did look a little dead compared to burnt. You know, because he was missing part of his nose.
He
So I
looked dumb.
can get that. What was that?
He just looked dumb.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it. That's just me though. It didn't do it for me.
Well, I mean,
they tried.
I mean, he is a good actor. He's been in a lot of things.
Well, he's great.
He's won awards and things like that. But like you said, he's not Freddy. I don't think he pulled Freddy off either. I think the kids in the movie had more memorable impression compared to, him. But I will say this: I think Freddy could be replaced if we got the script that Robert Englund actually wants to put out, and that is an earlier version before he got burnt. He's always wanted to do that. He's talked about it on talk shows before. He wants everybody to see prior kind of really what happened. Because if you remember back in the first movie, it was really questionable kind of if he actually did or didn't,
Yeah, they
whether
just
he
kind
was
of
or wasn't a pedophile.
Yeah.
If you really listen to the dialogue and the way the mom was talking about it, we judged him and now he's coming back from the dead to get his revenge and stuff like that. It makes more sense for Freddie to never have been a pedophile to begin with, more so than it does for him to have been one. Because you can't really get revenge for something that you were doing wrong in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, so that's why I really liked the new, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, because I really thought that he was unjustly convicted by the mob and then, burned at the stake. That's my belief as a child watching the movies. And that made sense to me. When they introduced a more concrete version of him actually being a pedophile, that to me took the whole entire focus off of why Freddy was conjured up again.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And given the right to go after his, tormentors. And so I just didn't think the remake actually fit inside of the universe anyway.
I
That's
mean,
my
if
opinion.
you were trying to get me to not like Freddy in the new remake, I'd say new, but it was in 2010.
Yeah.
And like root for the kids, they did a good job. Like
Yes.
all the other ones, I kind of root for Freddy. I'm not gonna lie. Like his one-liners always get me.
Wow, I can't believe you wanted him to get the Dream Warriors.
I mean, I did. They had it
Wizard
coming.
Master?
That guy was awesome.
Like that was me because I was the geek growing up, so that would have been me playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Just not in the wheelchair.
I think we can root for both sides because the criminals in this case were actually their parents.
Yeah.
Right? He was trying to torture the parents by going after the kids. So I think both were innocent victims, in my opinion.
I mean, the parents were still just trying to keep it hush hush. Like they were just trying to like prevent the memories from happening. So it's the kids' fault.
Well, I think they were trying to ignore the memories because, they don't really exist and y'all are just crazy, right? That was kind of the theme, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, whenever they brought up his name, it was like they played dumb, like they had no idea what their kids were talking about when they clearly did.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So it's not just my opinion that, Freddie seemed to have been wrongly accused. I mean, I'm not the only one that got that impression from the first one.
No, I got that same impression as well. It was just a matter of like that parents were trying to cover it up, less about them trying to protect their kids from memories. It just felt like, oh crap, we messed up. We may have, had the wrong guy convicted or not convicted, but like, burned up and everything. And now he's coming back to get us and get the kids kind of thing. It felt like you said, if it's about revenge, why are you doing revenge on something where it was almost like not necessarily vigilante justice at that point, but essentially that was what it would be if it was an accurate, accusation kind of thing. But if it was a false accusation and they, went with that mob mentality and burned them because of it, yeah, I could see them having some guilt and not wanting their kids talking about it or the subject being brought up. And that's the vibe I got from it early on.
I'm just, I look at Jason. Jason was, Jason died due to the fact of the counselors being neglectful, right? And then you have what's the other main one? I just had it in my head.
Halloween?
Halloween. Okay, so Michael Myers. He had a tortured past, right? Parents were neglectful as well.
Freddy did too, as far as what we what we kind of saw in
Yeah.
that was Freddy's Dead, pretty much.
Yeah. So I think that's where the remake messed up in making Freddy the villain throughout the whole entire thing. I think that's where it just didn't make sense. And I think that's why a lot of people were mad in reference to it. I mean, I can get over the bad makeup. I can get over the bad CGI. I think a lot of people can.
I can't.
I mean, Freddy versus Jason, right? That wasn't all that great. Well, we still watch it, right?
I still enjoyed Freddy versus Jason.
I really enjoyed Freddy versus Jason. There's a line in there with the girl from Destiny's Child and Freddy that would never fly nowadays.
So it was a 7.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7. That was a good movie. It's one of those movies that you could just turn on in the background, not really pay attention, look up. Every once in a while you see Freddy or Jason or both of them, and then you can do what you're doing again and watch some kids get killed and some good action. And tell you what, the Freddy vs. Jason soundtrack was awesome. Like the music soundtrack, they had a lot of good metal bands, rock bands on that.
Well, I was a big fan of Freddy versus Jason. Again, two of my favorite horror icons somehow coming together in a movie. I never would have thought that would have happened. So I thought they did it well. How, you know, Freddy brought Jason back, then he started making people remember Freddy, and it was good.
I remember when that movie was coming out, and they would have they had Freddy and Jason in Vegas doing like weigh-ins and everything. Like the hype for that movie was unreal. And like Jeff said, it's like the first time where you get like two legendary horror people going after each other, and it was just like, I don't even care.
Like you'd never think like how do these two franchises possibly come together? It's like, oh hey, that's how it happens.
One's in a lake and one's in your dreams. Like they don't mix. But wait, we'll show you.
And I mean,
I'll just say this: I was more of a fan of Freddy versus Jason than Alien versus Predator, and I love the Alien movies. Predator movies I like as well, but Freddy versus Jason was a way better setup, even though it was the setup that we never expected, kind of thing.
I think Ken's a great guy too. I thought he played a good big Jason.
Yeah.
I really like the mask on that one too.
Yeah.
So we've besides Fuzzy, we've all watched, you know, pretty much every movie in the series at least once.
Yeah, Fuzzy, come on, let's go, man.
The matchup. What was that?
I was just making fun of Fuzzy. I'm like, come on, man, you got to watch these more.
Well, what you don't know about this, Jeff, is Fee over here likes to give really bad movies like 7.4s. What was that one we watced? The massacre one, the camp one?
Oh god!
I didn't give that a 7.
Wait now, because this will be homework for me. What is this one called? Because now I have to watch whatever this one is, and then I either have to be like, wait a minute, what really, or I agree. So you never know.
So this one is the one with Felicia Rose in it, where she was doing it, I guess, for her buddies or whatever. It's called Caesar and Otto's Summer Camp Massacre.
Just listening to that title, you have too much time invested in it, Jeff. So just want to tell you that.
Oh boy, no! Now I definitely have to check it. Well, so wait. So then, what did you actually give it? If you're saying you didn't give it the 7,
I gave it like a 3.5.
Like
I thought you gave it.
All right. Then
No,
never
I
mind.
didn't give it 7. I gave Underground a 7.
What was Underground? What?
Underground. It was the 2011 version of Underground.
We like that one though.
Yeah, I know, but that's where the 7 came from, because Cypher was like, this was not a 7. you serious? This is a 7.
The fact she recommended this movie to review was bad enough, Jeff. All right, like it was.
They thought I was pranking them.
It
Yeah.
was. I think if the 4 of us got together right now and made a movie with no script, it would be better than that.
All right, fine. It's coming off of the list. Or maybe I should just watch it just for that factor.
I mean, if you want to waste an hour and a half of your time,
It is
go for it.
It is a very campy camp movie. Like, it's like, you know how there was it Mystery 3000 or whatever for like on I guess it was like Comedy Central back in the day when they would watch terrible movies and make fun of them.
This would be on there.
Yeah, this would be a perfect candidate for their show kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
would
it's
agree
trying
with
to be
that.
funny, but it's funny that it's so bad. It's like,
Well, some of it's like so like they're trying to be funny, but it's not that. Like I feel uncomfortable watching it for the actors. Like I'm just like, man, I feel so bad for these guys. Like I can't. I feel bad, and I'm uncomfortable, and I'm like, they're doing this in front of a camera. Not good. That was that the worst one, Fuzzy, that we had to do? Was that the one?
I mean the what do you call it? The zombie festival one was up there because they were looking at asteroids.
They were snorting asteroids.
Snorting, yeah.
What
Even
was that
better.
one?
That Festival of the Dead.
Festival of Living Dead. It was I think it was a homage film to Return of the Living Dead.
Oh. But yeah, that one, Jeff, give it a shot, man. The one
I'll let you. I'll shoot you a message. I'll let you know.
So
it's on Tubi or something, I think.
But first, let me tell you the cast of this, okay? I want to tell you some of the cast, okay? So you have Felicia Rose, you have Brink Stevens in there, you have Joe Estevez. He's a cousin or something like that to Martin Sheen and them.
Emilio.
Yeah, so we get their bootleg family member. Like,
yeah.
It's like, well, he's busy, so we're gonna give you his sister's cousin's aunt's brother that can come in for this movie.
The dollar store uncle.
Yeah.
Is this like a recent movie or is it an older movie?
So this was made in 2009.
Oh, okay, older movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kinda.
That's older.
It's been more recent.
I mean, before you know it, they'll probably be at cons doing their 20th anniversary for this movie.
We're around the 10 mark, you know. We're around the 10 mark.
Yeah, it's on Tubi. Or you could buy it for 99 cents on Amazon Prime, which I feel like they should pay you to download it.
No. It was $4.99, by the way. It's
well,
$4.99.
They must be having a Black Friday sale because right now you can get it for 99 cents.
They heard our review of it and they were like, man, we need to cut this price.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on Tubi if you have Tubi, Jeff.
I definitely have to watch it this weekend.
Yeah,
well,
for everybody out there.
Allison might not be happy about it, but we might have to watch it.
Oh man, you're gonna make her watch it too?
Oh, don't. She's definitely watching it if I watch it.
Don't make two people suffer through this thing.
Yeah, it'll be like what is that? The Ring or something? Like when you gotta watch the video, you make somebody else watch the video.
You guys have to deal with it now. We have to deal with it, and we'll pass it on to someone.
And somehow they're laughing because this movie's getting all these views because we keep talking about it.
There you go.
They'll be comparing it with Blair Witch Project next as like the highest grossing indie film, which won't be hard because this movie looks like it was shot for like $5. So if it makes like 100, it's like a huge profit already.
Oh. Man,
I'm sorry, Jeff. I'll let you watch it first and then hear your review and see if you agree with us, or you're like, nah, it wasn't that bad.
I will jot down a couple notes.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people like bad movies, then they're good. But I said this isn't like Trolls, where Trolls was so bad it was good. This was just so bad.
I mean, I can
it was so
appreciate a
bad.
bad movie, but this
Wait a minute.
doesn't even sound like it will be like a movie that I would appreciate or something.
Okay, wait a minute. Are you talking about Troll or Troll 2?
Both of them, or Trolls 2. Trolls 2 is the really bad one. That it's good though. It's like a cult
Troll
following.
2, I know, but Troll 2 is listed as the worst film ever.
I'm gonna disagree.
They have actual like conventions
No way,
and actual like they actually have like theater productions with Troll 2. In some of the major cities like New York and Philly, and the hometown that was actually, filmed in.
No, I know I'm gonna sound like a dork right now. Is this the one when like the little kid when they lived in Nilbog?
Yes. Yes.
They're saying that. Oh my god!
See,
I couldn't tell you the last time that I saw it, honestly, but the
Uh-huh.
last time I did see it, I'm pretty sure I liked it. I could have been like 7 or 8.
it's a classic.
I remember and I remember him. Wait, have you guys seen it? Do you guys remember it well?
Trolls
So
2?
yes, I've seen it. Troll 2, yeah.
Is this when the kid's like grandfather talks to him?
Yeah. Yes.
And he freezes time, and he's like, "You have to do something. They can't eat the food," and he pees on the food.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a corn on the cob or something. Or
all right, I definitely remember. I can't believe they are saying that is the worst like movie or horror movie, whatever of all time.
Yes, that is the worst horror movie ever. That's what it's labeled as, and they actually have conventions, where they show the film and stuff like that, and they have people come up and talk about the film and everything, much like they do for Nightmare on Elm Street 2. They also have that because that is listed as the gayest horror movie.
I could definitely see that, but again, I'm a fan of the second one also. It was different obviously than the first one, but I enjoyed that too.
Yeah, but they have big productions where you watch the film and they have the kid that played in it and everything. They have him come out and talk about it, but he's not doing it anymore because of his illnesses that he's had to deal with for a little while and stuff like that. So but he was recently in another movie. Let me see about that one. Hold on a second. So
I don't know. I enjoyed it. It's not the worst movie. Like I've seen the movie we just told Jeff to see is probably one of the worst movies ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he liked Troll 2,
I like Troll 2.
Hey, whoa, wait. Now listen, again, the last time that I saw Troll 2 could have seriously very well been when I was, 8 to 10 years old.
Yeah.
Just because I remember it doesn't mean if I rewatch it, I'll be like, what the hell was I thinking watching this?
I think you might actually
I'd probably still enjoy it. I would probably still enjoy it.
It gets better with age. It just like it's like wine. You watch it, you're just like, oh my god, this is amazing. I think I'm gonna watch it now. I'm gonna watch Troll 2, the new Nightmare on Elm Street, and then I'm gonna watch that movie we told Jeff to watch again. Just like watch
what a great night.
Yeah. For a total rating of like 3.1 with all 3 of them.
I think if you start off with the camp movie first, I think that will be the way to kick it off. It only goes up from there.
Yeah, how about it?
So Mark Patton, who was the main character in Nightmare on Elm Street 2, he recently did in 2020, he did another slasher film called One Dead Dog. I haven't seen it yet, but A lot of people did say it was good. It's got a 5.6 rating, but a lot of the people that I know have said it's not that, it's actually a pretty decent film. I think this one is where two slashers, it's a black, kind of like a black comedy horror, where two serial killer brothers who find a squatter in their house who also happens to be a serial killer, and they bond over the body count.
It's a comedy?
It's a comedy horror.
I'm missing the comedy part. Maybe I gotta watch.
Really? Really?
Hey, I saw the comedy there. That's why I said it's a comedy. Like,
it's a comedy horror. Yeah, he plays Uncle Ted in the movie.
and when did this come out?
So this came out in 2020.
Is this another
So
like
it's more
Tubi movie we could watch or something?
So it's on Prime, it's on Freevee, which is, part of Amazon. Let me see where else it is. It will load. Is a little slow. So let me see. It's on Freevee, Prime, Roku channel. Okay.
I feel like that's something I could watch and enjoy as well.
Tubi, it's on Tubi.
Yeah, I would give this one a watch. Sounds decent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it is on Tubi. If you have Amazon Prime, they do Freevee, which is, if people don't know what that is, it's kind of like, Prime now has commercials everywhere, but originally Freevee was the version of Prime that you could get for free, and you had commercials on it. You see a commercial every once in a while, but Prime has moved to commercials unless you pay an extra $1.
I thought it was more than that.
Yeah, I thought it was more than that.
It might be more than that, but yeah, you have to pay a little bit more money now to get commercials off of Prime. But before, Freevee was the free version of Amazon where you had to watch the commercials. But I'm gonna watch it. I don't know about anybody else, but
I'll check that one out.
mm-hmm.
I screenshotted a picture of it.
So, anybody else have any movies that they've thought of based off of our conversation, or just watching the film? Because watching the film kind of made me want to watch some of the Nightmare on Elm Streets again.
It made me want to watch New Nightmare again.
Yeah.
I recently watched that one before I knew we were going to do this one. So it was still fresh in my mind. And it was just like, oh, this is almost like a perfect short story sequel, or like just a little continuation. Like, whatever happened to that kid? And then you see.
Mm-hmm.
And they used one of my favorite lines too, with the skin the cat line.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So what would your overall rating of this be?
I'd give it like a 6.4. I wish it was longer. It's hard because, like we talked earlier, it definitely leaves you wanting more. So you want to see what happens next. You hope they do at least another half an hour, maybe a couple more, and short stories every year or something they release. But I give it 6.4.
I'd go a little higher. I'm going to say like a 6.7, 6.8. Because again, I feel like I want more. That's why I'll give it a higher rating, because I want to see where they will go with it. Especially if they are actually going to, you said I think I heard they were doing a second one. So I'd love to see again what happens.
I figured a little bit higher. I was going to go like a 7.5.
Bam.
Just because they integrated the source material so great that it felt like this could be like the lead up to the next like a continuation story or something that's canon within the series kind of thing. So I give them a 7.5. Camera work was great, especially considering their budget was 75 thou, give or take.
Yep.
And they showed up with, I guess, what I would call more of a professional look than what you would expect from a fan film. Like this definitely came across better than your typical kind of fan film on like an iPhone or something along those lines type of deal.
I definitely, again, all right, fine. Maybe you just got me to raise it to a 7 because I was not, when I started watching it, I was not expecting what I watched. Like usually, I mean, no offense to any of the other fan films, but I could be like, okay, like I kind of enjoyed that, or I enjoyed this. This I want more.
Yeah.
If it was longer, I would have easily given it a 7.5.
Yeah.
Depending how it ended.
That's true too.
Yeah, true.
If you had an hour-long movie and it ended how this one ended, would you still be satisfied?
Yes, because then I mean, I never said this to any of you guys, or maybe I have, but I am very big on endings, and that ending was like, oh, I can't believe that was over. Like, give me more. So, okay, now there could be a sequel. I would definitely check that out.
So
if they showed a little bit more of what was going on with Dylan and his struggle and all that type of stuff, I would have been perfectly fine watching that.
Yeah.
It did definitely give sequel vibes. So, and hearing that they already have a script written, when it's coming out, I'm not sure. They haven't put a campaign together, or if they're trying to use it as leverage to actually go and find a actual backer. I'm sure we'll know at some point. But yeah, I would give this around a 7. Only because it did tie in to the universe. I can see it actually sitting in the universe. And also, even though not all the original characters were there, and there was only real kind of like one actual death that was shown and stuff like that, one actual slasher death. They did have a very good opening and an explanation later on, why it was memorable for him and why he kept on having the nightmare and stuff like that and everything. So, I mean, it tied in, all of the pieces tied in, and then saw Rex at the end. So, yeah, I'd say 7.
I love when he was doing the interview, though. I love they had the Hatchet 5 or whatever as the banner in the background.
Yeah. Yep. So, but I picked this one again, so I can't be that bad.
I mean, everyone gets lucky sooner or later,
I don't know. This still doesn't make up for Camp Massacre, but
Really?
This was just.
I can get Troll 2.
I would like Troll 2.
I'm hearing better reception on Troll 2 than what I would expect from Camp Massacre, so Troll 2 might not be so bad.
I mean,
guess what Fuzzy's doing on Thanksgiving.
Watching Troll 2.
What
Troll 2.
Troll 2, all the Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
I got homework.
The campy ones.
Now, Jeff, is there a movie that or you could think of that you're like, this is the worst movie I've watched?
Can't really think of anything off the top of my head.
Or maybe not the worst, but like, man, that was so bad. Like, I can't believe I watched that.
I have to think of the name of it. I feel like I watched it with Allison and my father-in-law, and I just turned at both of them afterwards. I was like, "What the hell did we just watch?"
Was it your pick?
No. It was her pick. I mean, I can't take the blame for that one, but I will get back to you on that. I promise. But I seriously wasted about, I think, like an hour and 45 minutes or 2 hours of my life. And I'm not gonna lie, even a bad movie, like I said, I can usually appreciate in some way, shape, or form. Like, even if it makes me chuckle, or I'm like, oh, that was cool, like effect or whatnot. But this one, I was just like, this was horrible.
Well, then it will be even more interesting when you find out what that movie is and you watch that Camp Massacre or whatever the hell it is.
Hey, the way you guys are making this sound is this one will be worse, so I might be yelling at you guys soon.
What did you guys make me watch?
We had to do it, so we can only pass on to other people the joy we felt. It was, I don't know. Well, did you enjoy Winnie the Pooh, the first one?
I was not really a fan.
Yeah, the second one was
what they
better.
tried to do, I'll appreciate that, fine, but yeah, I was. I'll give the second one a try. I mean, they, much bigger budget. I heard the costume's supposed to be much cooler looking and stuff like that.
Second one was a lot better.
Well, okay, fine. So then I'll give it a try.
So isn't there a Mickey one coming out?
Yeah, Steamboat
Willie?
Yeah. Because
I don't
Mickey
know,
Mouse
Steamboat Willie or like something like that they're calling it. I mean, even with that, I would still love, and I've been saying this for a while. I mean, clearly you guys know I love Terrifier also. David is great. He got me right back into the slasher when Terrifier came out. But I really need to see David in a role where his face isn't covered.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the Grinch?
The mean one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one.
I was gonna say that was. I guess I had high hopes for that one, and
yeah, I did too.
Met.
Pretty much coming off a Terrifier and everything. You're like, yeah, but yeah, not so much. I have a feeling I'll like the Steamboat Willie one though better than the mean one.
I mean, you can only go up, so I think
I would
right.
still love to see David. I can't wait to see David in a role where the mask is off and he, gets to play a different type of character.
There is one on Peacock now called The Mousetrap, and on IMDb it got a 2.4, and I'm just like dreading watching it, but I feel like I have to watch it. So that's another one where it looks like it's like a Mickey Mouse mask. But yeah, 2.4.
Is this newer or older? In my standards,
2024 it came out. So new, like just came out probably around Halloween or something. Straight to Peacock, not wasn't in the movies or anything.
It's the Mousetrap.
The Mousetrap on Peacock. I don't recognize any of the people in it, so there's that.
Is this the one where the guy's name is Anton?
Alex?
I think I'm looking at the wrong one. Apparently there's another The Mousetrap.
Jesus, that's sad.
Why is that sad?
All right, this one, all right, the Mickey Mouse thing. Yeah, Alex's 21st birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. Taking a screenshot of this too.
Yep. 2.4.
Yeah, man, I didn't know. Like, Jesus, like I'm here to like enjoy my weekend and everything. I didn't know I was coming on here and you guys are gonna give me homework.
Well, if you like bad movies, he's your girl.
Oh, really? I picked this one. Y'all didn't think it was bad.
I like this one. I really did like this one.
Yeah, you showed Jeff all the glam, like, oh look, we only do good movies, and then he's gonna do another one and realize like it was all.
Oh, what did I do? What did I do?
I don't know. I'm trying to get. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do on Thanksgiving, because we're actually gonna have one on Black Friday, and then there's the Christmas one.
Man, if only they made a Thanksgiving movie to do on Black Friday. Jeff, do you know any Thanksgiving movies?
I don't know if I could think of any.
There's actually a movie called Black Friday. It's got Bruce Campbell in it.
Oh, I'm good with that. I've seen that one.
Yeah, I didn't really like that one because of how Bruce Campbell was acting.
Oh my god, you're annoying.
Annoying.
He wasn't being his normal self. He wasn't kicking ass and taking names, kind of thing. So.
Yeah, he wasn't Ash. Like, you know, I mean, I like him in his other stuff too. Like his comedies.
He's
I like
allowed
him,
to
but
not be Ash. Like, come on.
I mean, the thing is that he's always playing somebody that's strong, you know, campy, or strong and very confident. And this one didn't feel that way. That's why I didn't like it. I like the confidence.
He's on that new show on Peacock, Hysteria, I think
Yes.
it's called.
Yes.
He plays like the sheriff. I like his role in that so far.
Yeah. But that's kind of like his traditional role that he plays. Now, has anybody ever seen him in a Hallmark movie though?
I
No.
make it my business not to watch Hallmark movies.
Has he done a Hallmark movie?
Yes, he's done several.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those then.
Don't worry, don't put him on your list.
No, those won't go on my list.
So we went to go see him, when he was doing his game show, when he was touring with his game show. And then you got to watch, one of the films that he was in afterwards. So he's doing a Q&A kind of thing, and somebody asked him, hey, why do you do Hallmark movies? And he's like, I go to my wife and I say, hey, do you mind me doing these Hallmark movies and everything? Because, she's like, yeah, we would like to make some money so that when you're not doing a Hallmark movie, you get to do what you want to do.
Makes sense, right?
Very supportive. Very supportive of the Hallmark movies. But yeah, he's been in several.
Huh.
So I was just wondering if you guys have ever watched them, because you do have lives.
Not here.
Not here.
Well, no, I haven't watched any of them.
I don't remember you watching any Hallmark movies.
I watched some Hallmark movies, the Christmas ones.
Oh.
You just don't notice them because you're like, another horror movie?
Because he's
gaming. If it isn't Die Hard, or if it isn't Christmas Story, or National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, I ain't watching it on the holiday.
What about Gremlins?
Gremlins is a good one for the holidays.
Or Krampus. Krampus is awesome.
And now it could be Terrifier 3.
No, it's gonna be Santa Jaws. Santa Jaws.
Santa Jaws.
Yeah, Santa Jaws.
Oh boy.
I got a film for you.
Oh man.
That sounds like a character out of what do you call it? Futurama.
Yeah.
Fuzzy, you do know you've watched this before, right?
What, Santa Jaws?
See, he's blocked it out.
Yeah, I tell you, there's movies where if it's like,
good then, huh?
Okay. It's like, what did I just do for the past couple of hours?
There is one on the Plex. It's called Catnado, and the only thing it says, it's like Sharknado with cats. And on IMDb, it got a 1.6.
It got that much?
I just saw it says ludicrous as the title suggests, but is still managed to be a really good, really fun, bad shark movie.
Yes.
Santa Jaws.
Yes, Santa Jaws. Santa Jaws was actually better than House Shark.
2018, is this the one?
House Shark. You've never watched House Shark?
No.
House Shark?
Yeah, it's House Shark.
This premise just sounds amazing.
See, this sounds like a bad movie that's good, though.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like a Saturday Night Live skit.
Trying to survive his family Christmas, Cody makes a wish to be alone, which ends up backfiring when a shark manifests and kills his entire family.
Yep.
Wow.
Fucking Cody.
I just wanted to be alone. Not like that.
We need to make Cocaine Shark next.
Well, there's a cocaine bear.
Yeah,
And there was
was
cocaine
funny.
beavers.
So then what do we need then? Like heroin coyote?
Ooh, I like the sound of that one. That rolls off the tongue.
Chipmunk.
A what?
Meth.
Meth.
Meth chipmunk.
Yes.
I don't know. That messes up their teeth, so I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. They chopping down the trees, falling on houses, or
That would be a
Yeah.
beaver.
yeah, you're right.
But you remember Zombiever, right?
Zombie.
Have you watched that?
Zombiever?
Zombie beaver?
Yeah, it's Zombiever.
I think that's another one I blacked out.
It's got one of your favorite comedians in it. You know
That's
the
fun.
guy that you remember the cartoon? What was it? He was the dad.
Oh, that narrows it down.
The cartoon. It was the dad.
Let's see.
Homer Simpson?
You got the Simpsons. You got Family Guy. You got
No, the
Worked
other
at
one
the
was the
airport.
dad.
the one with the airport.
Airport.
Yes. Remember the cartoon?
Are you talking about the Jetsons?
Cartoon.
Futurama.
Cartoon dad worked at airport. Let's see what happens. Hopefully Google does not fail me.
F is for family.
Is that the one with the
F
alien?
is for family, yeah.
Oh.
No, F is
Oh,
for family.
Oh,
The
okay.
guy
Yeah,
that plays the dad. You know who I'm talking about now.
I think so. Yeah.
Bill Burr?
Yeah.
F is for family.
I like Bill Burr.
Yes,
Yeah,
Bill
he's
Burr.
good.
He's in the film. Yeah,
Doesn't
and
mean it's gonna be good.
the singer, the guy that used to date Taylor Swift.
One Direction guy?
I have to think
Jonas
about
guy?
No,
Yes.
not him. The soloist, guitar.
Harry. She
Not Harry
she
Styles.
dated a lot of people.
A lot of
so
people.
this
Yeah,
is
I'm
hard.
not a
All
Swiftie,
right.
so I have no idea.
Let me
I think
see.
she was dating one of
That's-
the Eagles brothers, or the guy
Taylor
that's on
Swift,
what do you call him?
I mean,
Mahomes
Taylor
team?
Swift dated.
you saying that is like saying, "Hey Jeff,
There you
remember
go.
that con where you were at, where you met that guy?"
You
Like,
met that guy that time?
yeah, it's like yeah.
He was in that movie, right?
All right. I'll get it for you. Give me a second. John Mayer was in it too.
Did he date Taylor Swift?
Yes, he dated Taylor Swift.
Probably.
Yeah. So yeah, her Dear John song is about him. Yeah.
Shocking.
anyway, right?
She wrote a song about an ex.
She writes a song about every boyfriend when she breaks up.
Yeah, that's when she gets a new
You didn't
album.
know that? Yeah. So John Mayer and Bill Burr were in that as well. And they start the whole, not deliberately, but they start the whole Zombiever
Apocalypse?
outbreak and stuff like that.
Is it somewhat of a comedy at least?
It is a comedy.
Okay, fine.
It is a horror comedy. And stuff like that. The beavers aren't bad. The attacks are comical and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a good one. I don't know why it gets heat but yeah. Oh, so apparently Fuzzy not being a Swiftie.
No, I'm not a Swiftie. Like I've listened to a couple of her songs, but not enough
That's
to be a
because they were on the
Swiftie, I
radio.
guess. Yeah.
That's because they were on the radio. That's pretty much it. We lost somebody.
I'm
Oh,
still
okay.
here.
I know. That's why I said we lost somebody, not everybody. I'll be back on. Yeah, there he is. What happened?
Just your taste in movies. I just had to leave for a little and had a little
So
cry.
you
I'm
ran
good
away.
now.
So you
Yeah, I'm
ran
back
away,
though.
and then you forgot Fuzzy. Is that what you're saying?
I ran away from my problems. I figured it wasn't the right thing to do, so I'm back now.
All right, so we have established this movie was not bad, but
It
several other
wasn't bad.
choices I made.
It was very enjoyable. I think we all agree it was very enjoyable. The best
Yeah.
one yet.
But several of my other choices have not stood up to this standard. Is what you're saying?
There really wasn't a standard for them to even get close to, so there was that problem we had with them.
Okay.
Wait, was milk and cereal your choice, or was that someone else's?
No, it was mine.
That one wasn't bad.
You like that one?
Yeah, I mean, for like a low budget film, that was actually pretty good.
Okay, so right now, I'm doing well with YouTube recommendations. Is what you're saying?
I mean,
For now.
So that's where you're gonna get all your movies now, from YouTube?
I don't know. I'm doing pretty good with that one. Tubi's not a success.
Well,
Just saying.
yeah, I have to agree with you on that one.
Okay. So maybe I'll check out YouTube more often.
Let Jeff pick a movie that we should watch.
I mean, we can do that.
No, put me on the spot. Wait, whoa, no, never mind. I got one. Caesar and Otto's Summer Camp Massacre.
Oh man, part 2.
You know they've made several, right? They made several different Caesar and Otto's. There's a vampire one too.
They've made many Caesar and Otto's Summer Camp Massacre, or are they called different?
Oh no, Caesar and Otto meet Dracula, I think.
No. I don't recommend that. I recommend Caesar and Otto's Summer Camp Massacre. Someone recommended it to me and said that I will give it a 7.
I heard it's a banger.
Yeah. You bang your head against the wall a couple of times. Yeah.
Oh really?
I thought you were pranking me, honestly, when you made me watch that movie.
I think me and Fuzzy, it both took us 2 to 3 times to finish it because we fell asleep 2 to 3 times while watching it.
Yes, Fuzzy did.
Yep. I was like, I can't hang. I can't. Like, are all the campers dead yet? No? Okay, let me go to sleep until they're all dead.
I think I woke you up the second time and you're like, this is still on.
It's like one of the few movies where you're not emotionally attached to any character. You don't care what anything happens to any of them. You're just like, something happens so it ends. Like, all die, all live. Whatever you got to do, just do something so it ends.
I think you actually asked me if I had rewound it. I
was like, did you start it over or something? I could have sworn I saw this part before.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't remember Santa Jaws.
No, that one redeeming thing out of was it Summer Camp Massacre is the when the two brothers are walking through the woods and they come across the cop, or what they think is a cop. That was probably like the best parts of the movie.
We'll see.
I think it happened twice.
I will see.
I apologize in advance, Jeff. These opinions do not reflect what I feel. So
Yeah,
you
but
get-
you I think brought it up, so I think it might be mainly your fault if I don't enjoy it.
it's not like I've been saying it's a banger this whole time. Like I've been straight up with you, telling you how bad it is.
This is true.
I mean, the last 15 minutes we've been talking about it, so you cannot hold me liable for this one, bud.
Presto, you're definitely watching Santa Jaws with us.
I'll watch that one.
Okay.
I might have to
Anything
watch
else,
that
Mark?
one too. That one sounded like it could be pretty comical, and I might enjoy that one.
I have good recommendations.
Well,
I'll let
looks
you
like
know after Caesar and Otto.
yeah. looks like that's all the time we have tonight's pod, folks. We gotta get ready for the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight.
Oh yeah.
What time is that?
Yes, so
8 o'clock.
Oh wow.
Well,
Oh yeah.
the fight card.
Yeah,
starts
the
at 8.
I could speak preliminaries and all that type stuff.
Yeah.
So what I did learn about these fights is that they have a required suspension because it's not an exhibition fight anymore. It's actual it's an actual fight, a sanctioned fight now.
Oh yeah. I knew. I think I knew that.
Yeah. So once they fight, depending on who wins and who loses, or how long the rounds go, they can't fight after that for a certain amount of days. And I think they said I think it's like if the loser if whoever loses and it goes a certain amount of rounds, then they have to be out for 60 days. They can't. So it's like a forced suspension, but it's really a forced resting period. I didn't know that about fighting.
I mean, I don't feel like Tyson's gonna be fighting again, regardless of who. But they said like they changed some of the rules. Like boxing's like was there like 10 3-minute rounds or something, and this they're 8 2-minute rounds.
8 2-minute rounds. Yeah. I think the
gloves
have more padding or something, which I think is very messed up because I mean, hey, maybe I'm just a little biased here, but I was hoping I'd see Tyson land a punch and like that's all you'd need.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then he just has to put a little bit more power behind it. He can do it.
I feel like a lot of people are pulling for Tyson, at least the older people, it seems. Like the younger people are
hey, what are you calling me, man?
Well, I'm rooting for Tyson also.
I know, listen, come on.
So Jake Paul is 10-1 and Tyson is like 50 to 6 or something like that.
Yeah, watching some of his fights that back in the day, that punch he would have and knock people out.
I was just talking to somebody about it. It's crazy because you'd pay like who knows what for pay-per-view at the time.
Oh yeah,
there'd be other fights, and then you're like, oh, here's the match. It's gonna be awesome. 20 seconds, boom. Wait, over?
Oh yeah, I remember that fight.
Yeah, they used to be like $99 back in the day, for $79 or something like that, and it's like 20 seconds into the first round, like you said, and it's over. So if you went to get some popcorn or something to drink, get a beer out the fridge, by the time you got back, you're watching replays. You're like, wait, what happened? Oh, the guy pissed himself.
Well, I watched Tyson's fight, his very first fight that was actually viewed on HBO, and they let it go on to the point where his opponent got knocked out 3 times by him, and they still didn't call the fight.
I don't know how, because watching some of those knockouts, they fall right back and their eyes are wide open, like they have no idea where they're at.
Yeah, on the third one, that guy couldn't get up.
Yeah.
He could not get up.
That'd be like the first one for me. I would not be able to get up.
Oh, I'm sorry, 50, however years old, I still wouldn't want to be punched by Tyson.
No.
Yeah.
They say the power is the last thing to go with a professional boxer. So as hard as he was hitting back then,
Well, who Mandy Patinkin, was that one of the other famous boxers? He actually punched Daniel Tosh by request.
Manny
And
Pacquiao?
after yeah, Manny Pacquiao, that's who it is.
Pac-Man,
He
yeah.
punched Tosh asked him to punch him and he goes, "I'm not punching you." And he goes, "No, hit me, please." And the guy was like, "No, I'll do it half." Tosh literally was almost on the floor, just half power.
Go
And
figure.
I couldn't even
his
imagine
jaw
getting
was
hit by
hurting.
one of those boxers.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why anybody would want to be hit by anybody that does that professionally.
Unless you're paying me millions of dollars, no, thank you.
Even
And
then,
even
because then
then-
your hospital bill might be millions of dollars. You're like, hey, you're awake. What year is it? Well, it's
Would
2
you-
years from when you got hit upside the head. So yeah.
Would you take a punch to the face for $1 million from Tyson in his prime?
No.
No, 'cause the plastic surgery you'll probably need
be
afterwards will be more in the mill, and your brain damage. Yeah, you might not even remember that you made this bet for $1 million to get hit in the face, so somebody's going to take it from you, or they'll just be like, well, after your hospital bills and the signing fees, here's $10. Good,
What-
I can get
what if-
bubble gum.
What about your gut? Would you take a gut punch?
I still wouldn't want to because you might be
I'd still,
bleeding
still
out of
mess
ends
something
that.
up.
I mean,
I
I could probably handle a gut punch better than a face punch at that point, but even then, it's still like I don't want to bleed when I sit down to go to the bathroom. Sorry, no thanks.
Would you?
It'd be. I'd want to see him hit a punching bag before in front of me to see if I'd want to take one or not. I don't know. It's $1 million. It is a lot, and it's not a lot. And
Organs are squishy.
Yeah, exactly. I would want to take that chance.
well, if he's wearing his 14-ounce gloves instead of his 3-ounce gloves or whatever, then
I would take one. Then I would more so take one to the gut than the face.
Yeah, I agree.
Still be a little iffy.
Well, it's 7:48, and you guys want to get ready for this fight. Well, I will not be watching it because I do not want to see Mike Tyson hit, nor do I want to see Jake Paul on the floor. Yeah, I'll wait until the end result. How about that?
Replays.
Okay.
Whatever floats your boat, kid.
Uh-huh. All right, so we'll start with Presto. So where can we find you? Anything big coming up?
Just that movie on Sunday. But besides that, I think it's a quiet weekend, which I kind of been a little all over the place. So it's kind of good to lay low for a weekend and catch back up and just do nothing. Maybe watch some bad movies, but that's about it.
So you're asking for recommendations is what you're saying.
No, I got Santa Jaws and I got Mousetrap and I got enough
Caesar and Otto.
I already did that one.
I know.
You'll see.
I will.
All right.
Apparently.
So Jeff, where can we find you and anything big?
I'm not really doing much lately. Again, just some cons and stuff coming up. Days of the Dead. Come see Samantha Scafidi. Steel City, New Jersey Horror. I think should be with the Friday the 13th crew, I believe there. But just taking it easy till then. Finally, got this weekend to just chill and watch Caesar and Otto summer camp.
Ooh, God bless you, Jeff.
I'm looking forward to it.
Said no one ever.
And he'll be back on here to tell us all about it.
Definitely.
He won't be talking to anyone after you watch that.
There we go. I might not be talking. I might be yelling.
Yeah, he's not going to talk to us anymore.
So I'll be in Cherry Hill, and he'll walk up to me and be like, "What did you get me into?"
We'll be banned from Cherry Hill.
Yeah, he does have pool. All right, so Fuzzy, what about you?
I'm going to be on Xbox Ultimate at 9 p.m. Hopefully, the Tyson fight's over by then. We're going to be talking about some Xbox console stuff with all the news about Xbox and no red lines and all that good stuff. But it's all about video games and having fun. And sometimes conversation goes left or whatever. But yeah, we'll be doing that. And then podcasts on Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Shop podcasts on PTK Blam's channel, and then Pixelated Echoes on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. On Pixelated Echoes, just do a search on YouTube, and catch me on social media. Everything from Twitter or X, Blue Sky, Threads, everything but Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. On Facebook, but not really. But that's pretty much it.
Well, you can find Presto and Jeff on Facebook. I am still on Facebook in secret, as always. Not my same name.
Yeah, I'm an old guard on Facebook.
But I will be doing a Blue Sky. There's a lot of people moving off of Twitter lately, and might as well try it, see how things go, right? It's always good to have multiple platforms that you're on. So of course you can find me on YouTube. Always put a comment after you watch and stuff like that. That'd be great. Also on Twitter, Ferocious V as well. So if you can't find me through Ferocious V, just remember, put 78 at the end and you'll find me. Always, you can just email me at ferociousv78 at Gmail in case you have any suggestions. Maybe we didn't talk about a movie that you would like, or maybe you have a bad recommendation for us. I like bad movies. I do.
Apparently.
They're fun.
Apparently.
Independent. Yeah, independent movies are always great. So hope you guys enjoy the fight. I'm rooting for Mike Tyson. I'm old school.
Yeah.
Everybody on the panel rooting for Mike Tyson?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay. All right, y'all can stay. All right, but thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And we will actually be back on the 29th. We have a family thing on the 22nd to do, but we will be back on Black Friday. I will post what movie. I'm not saying it's going to be Black Friday, but everybody seems to want Black Friday. But we might do Maxine for all we know. I hear that one's great. Okay? But thank you, and have a nice evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Let me see if I can get out of here. There we go.